props to all of you who make first moves, because without you, I would be alone forever, and people like me would be alone forever. So do that more. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Caroline. If you're new, I'm a first-year law student, and I've been sharing my law school journey. Today, I have an oral argument for my legal practice class. It's marked, it's in front of some judges. We're arguing kind of the points from our brief. And so I thought I would show you how I get ready for kind of like a formal business presentation like that. This is similar to what I do if I have a moot or if I would have an interview. This is generally how I get ready. So thought I'd take you along with me. Also, I just wanted to just sit down and chat with you guys. So I had you guys ask me some questions. You guys had a lot of good questions. I talk a lot. I was only able to cover 2 or 3 of them, but I loved doing this kind of video, even though it was very chaotic, as you'll be able to see. So I'm excited to do more videos like this. I'm gonna go live at some point and answer more questions. But before we get into the video where I show you how I get ready, even though everything is on Zoom, I still enjoy getting ready, and part of getting ready is putting on perfume. And so even though the person across the Zoom can't smell me, I like smelling myself and feeling good. And I know that in the future when things are in person again, other people will be able to smell me and smell good. And listen, perfume is expensive. I'm a broke college student, always looking for some cheap alternatives, and one great cheap alternative brand is Dossier, who sent me these for free, so that they did gift me these. However, I'm going to be honest, fully transparent, I was actually checking them out before they ever reached out to work with me. And so I was super excited that they reached out, because I've been wanting to try their perfumes for so long, and I finally did. And I want to say, so worth it. These last me throughout the day whenever I wear them. I always get compliments. This is Oriental Cherry. It's supposed to be a dupe for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. And this is Floriental Vanilla. It's supposed to be a dupe for YSL's Black Opium. I'm going to be honest, I've never smelled the Tom Ford one before, so I can't say if it smells familiar. This smells really similar. I have smelled Black Opium before, but it was at the airport with a mask on, so I don't have a very strong memory of what they smell like, but this smells similar, and they both wear very well. They smell so good, and I love them, and they're super cheap. They're like $29-$39 for perfume, which is so cheap. And they come and in case you end up not liking the perfume, when they mail it to you, they come in this cute little box, and it comes with 2 testers. So if you don't like the perfume, you get to be able to try it out first, and if you don't like it, you can return the full bottles and get your money back, which is so great. I do have a discount code if you want to check them out. I'm probably going to go with Floriental Vanilla today to finish up getting ready. So let's get into the getting ready part, so we can see how I transformed from the hot mess that I was before this into less of a hot mess. I was a hot mess, but I put together. Alright, so I'm just gonna put my hair up. I normally don't wear contacts during the week. I wear my glasses, so I obviously have to take off my glasses to get ready. Oh my god, look at that massive bruise. I woke up one day and it was just there. I have no idea how I got it. Anyways, I don't normally wear contacts, so I'm gonna, keep with that and not wear contacts today. And since this is not really a makeup tutorial so much as just a, come chat with me for a bit, I think that's fine. If you guys want a more in-detailed look of how I do my makeup, which isn't really what this channel is about, let me know, and then I'll put in contacts and I would actually show you. But until then, let's just get my hair out of my face. I look a little bit rough, that's fine. So I've wanted to do a get ready with me for so long. It's one of the things that I started my channel with in mind, that I really wanted to do these, except I don't have a mirror here. I've been doing it in my washroom, I've been getting ready in my washroom, and so I haven't really had a chance to get ready outside of it, and you can't really film in my washroom, so I haven't been able to do that. But since this is more like a chatty vibe, I feel like it doesn't need to be super professional makeup wise, so it's fine. So what I do is, I've done all my skincare already. I'm just putting on some sunscreen. If it's not like a super special event or anything, I don't really prime. I just use sunscreen as a primer. Like I mentioned, I'm getting ready for my oral advocacy argument, my oral argument for my legal practice class tonight. So I thought and you know what? Women don't need to wear makeup to be professional, and it sucks that I feel like I do, but I just feel more put together when I have makeup on, and I feel more professional, so that's why I'm doing it. But there's no reason to do that. It's men don't wear makeup. Anyways, let's not get into this video. That's not what this is about. So I'm just gonna go forward with foundation right now. I bought this foundation because some YouTuber recommended it to me, and I am a follower, and it was cheap and on sale. So how am I doing? this video is going to be a lot of me just talking. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I am filming this video and I'm not doing that great because this morning I got rejected from a job that I really wanted. Like, easily my top choice for summer jobs. And just last week I have been rejected from my other top choice. So actually, someone asked me how I deal with rejection, so this is a great chance to talk about it. I'm really sad. And like, part of me is like, you know what, like, rejection is just part of the process. Like, you can't get every job you ever apply for, but that doesn't mean that like it doesn't suck. And I'm really sad and I don't really know how I'm gonna deal with it because part of me is like I don't really have time. Okay, I need to find a mirror. Part of me is like I have exams coming up, so I don't really have time to deal with this because like I don't have the mental energy to be really sad about this because I need to be studying. And even though I really wanted this job, it was to work in Europe. I have mentioned this, I really want to work abroad. And both of these positions would have been for firms in Europe. And so it would have been the perfect way to spend my summer. I still have a job offer from the Innocence Clinic. I think I might have mentioned that. So I'll probably just end up doing that this summer instead. So like, not like an awful option. Like, I'm very excited to be working for the Innocence Clinic. Like, I will be doing like important good work. Like, I'll be helping people, which is like far more than what I can say working for a firm. But like, still, like, you know, you had your hopes up for a certain summer and that's not what I'm getting. And so I guess my answer to this is I don't really have a set way of dealing with rejection. It's just you gotta move on and you try and look at the positive side. They also asked me how I deal with rejection in my personal life. Like, I'm guessing they mean relationships. Also, I don't really deal with rejection there either. Like I said, yeah, like I'm a 22-year-old figuring my way out through life. I have no life secrets. Like, I have no insights into what I'm doing. I have no secret tips of getting over rejection. I'd be really sad for like, well, depending on who or depending on what. So like, this job offer, I'm probably gonna be sad for like the next few days. If it's like rejection from like a guy or like a girl or just a friend or something, also probably just be really sad for a couple days and then just move on. Something I do try to do is I try to hang out with a lot of friends. I think it always makes me feel better to talk about things with people. I think that's super important. I love venting to friends. I love getting together and then just having like a glass of wine, or just, if you don't drink, just a glass of whatever, like a fun little drink, and just talking to your friends about literally anything. That definitely helps me get my mind off things. And also, like, I'm a huge believer in like, things happen for a reason, and if it's meant to be, it will be. Like, I obviously think that we should take charge of our own lives, but I definitely think that there is some kind of like, if something is right for you, it'll happen. And so, you know, I try to be like, okay, so if I didn't get this job, if I don't end up with this guy or whatever, then it's not the end of the world because, you know, there are just better things out there. So I don't know if that answered your question at all of how I deal with rejection. I guess the answer is I don't. I just try my best to move on and remember that I'm amazing. I would have killed those jobs if I had worked there, and I'm gonna kill the Innocence Clinic job. And like, I am a great candidate and I'm a great person, and you know, not everyone has to recognize that. I don't like super heavy coverage stuff because I already have nice skin to begin with. So it's just like a little bit, because I like the process of putting makeup on, but I don't like looking like I have a lot of makeup on. So, but yeah, so this summer I'm probably gonna be working at the Innocence Clinic for Michigan, but they did say that I could do it remotely if I wanted. So I haven't decided if I'm staying in Ann Arbor yet or if I'm going to go back to Toronto for the summer, because as of right now, Toronto's in full lockdown and Ann Arbor is not. So right now Ann Arbor is looking more appealing, but I do miss my friends and family, and also I would have to pay rent here. I don't know if you guys like want me to be sharing what I use. This is less of a makeup tutorial, more of like a, you know, just hanging out with me. But if you are interested in that, let me know, because I would love to share what makeup I use. I love doing my makeup. I love like talking about makeup. But I know that this channel isn't really about that sort of thing. But yeah, so powder. Anyways, speaking of like just general life advice, don't really know how to deal with rejection, but other than just, you know, hang out with my friends and try to remember that I'm amazing. Someone else asked me how I balance stress and like taking care of myself, as well as like, you know, doing well in school and academic standards. And the short answer is I don't. Like, if you're looking for some kind of secret life tip, this is absolutely the wrong channel. This channel is definitely more of like a figure my life out with me, and I'll take you along. But let me explain what I mean when I say I don't. Like, I love self-care activities. I love, you know, shopping. I love doing a face mask. I love relaxing, but I don't find that, like, maybe I'm just doing it wrong or something, but I don't find that doing those things, like, really, like, helps me mentally. I, like, when I'm doing all those things and I'm stressed, I will still be stressed by the end of it. So I have not figured out the self-care thing. When I'm stressed, when I have, like, exams coming up, when I, like, as I am right now, like, exams are in 3 weeks, y'all, I'm stressed, I let it consume me. So not the right person to ask about that. But so, like, last semester, like, from, like, beginning of November to middle of December when exams were done, I was a hot ball of stress. I was anxious 24/7. I was also anxious in undergrad. I'm anxious now. I was super, like, low-key depressed in the beginning of this semester just because of stress. Yeah, so no secret self-care tips here. I think what does help is, like, I think it is important to just stay on top of, like, your work. Like, I can't be mad at anyone but myself if I'm behind, because that's on me. I think, but something that does help is finding, like, having friends who are going through it the same as you, so they can relate, which is why I'm sure if you guys go to law school, or if you have friends who go to law school, or if you have friends who have gone to a different grad school than you are, for example, med school, or, like, dentistry, or, like, something, you'll notice that, like, maybe your friends who have gone away for school are talking to you less, and that's not because, and I've definitely done that with friends back home, it's not because that I care about them any less, it's just that it can be hard to sometimes, like, explain to them why I'm so stressed, or to have a conversation that doesn't revolve around law school sometimes. And it can be easier to communicate with people who are going through the same thing as me, who are in law school with me. And so something I have noticed is that I've, like, been communicating with my friends back home less. Thankfully, I have great friends, and they all understand that law school is hard, so they're not, like, mad at me for, like, not talking to them as much. I'm just using this palette for my eyes. But yeah, so I think it is super helpful to, like, be going through law school. This is why we want to live in a dorm, is because everyone here is going through the same thing. So all of my friends are stressed. All of my friends are like, ugh, this is, like, the worst year of my life. And it helps to have someone else with you going through that. So for example, if I'm stressed and I'm studying in the library, I know that all my friends there are also working with me, and it, like, motivates me to work a little bit harder. Or, like, if I'm telling someone, I'm like, oh, like, I'm not really understanding this material, I'm not really following along, their answer is usually, okay, me too, like, let's figure it out together, you know? So I think that's super important, is to have people in your life who can be super understanding of how you're feeling and help you work through it. But yeah, other than that, I don't deal with stress very well, and I'm not good at the whole self-care thing, because, like, what is doing a face mask going to do for me if I, like, do not know the content for an exam, or if I'm stressed? Absolutely nothing. But, like, with that said, even though it does nothing for me, I will still take self-care days where I do nothing, because I was like, you know what, I deserve it. So does anyone else's nose always run when they do their makeup? Mine always does. But yeah, so also a non-answer there. I don't really handle stress well. But something I do try to do is, when exams are coming, I do try to schedule my time. So I don't really do this in the normal semester, but when it's, like, a month before exams, I'll make a calendar of every single day between now and what exams I have, and, like, try and set goals for each day. And I try to be flexible, so if I don't accomplish a goal, it's not the end of the world, but at least I have, like, some kind of structure in my life, and that really helps. But yeah, no secret tips to dealing with stress. Make good friendships. I think, and I talk about this all the time, but, like, I think that has definitely been, like, a saving grace of law school, is just how absolutely amazing the community at Michigan is. I think that I definitely would not have made it this far or done this well if not for the amazing people I met here, and not every law school has that. So, like, this Michigan community is definitely unique. I've talked to people from other law schools, and there are certain law schools where it is just way more competitive, and, like, everyone is definitely out for themselves. Like, you can make friends, but, like here, people who I'm not, like, super close with, like, the people who I don't hang out with every day, they're all still so incredibly kind and so helpful, and will, like, if I ask them for anything, they will be more than happy to help. And I think that is super important, especially in an environment that is so competitive. So I think that is my one biggest takeaway, is, like, when a school really pushes that, like, oh, they're different, we have an amazing community, it means a lot more than just, like, a selling point. Like, I really enjoy that. So I'm told to keep my makeup, like, kind of professional for these kind of things. I don't really know what that means. I also feel like that's, like, some kind of patriarchal, like, sexist kind of thing, like, but whatever. So by casual, I'm gonna assume they mean, like, browns and no smoky eyes. I don't know why I came out so much more intense. This is what happens when I don't pay attention when I'm doing my makeup. Wow, it kind of looks like raccoon eyes a little bit. This Getty ready with me is a hot mess, but you know what? Very representative of my life. Next question. Someone asked me why I started vlogging and why I started YouTube. I'm going to be very honest. Part of it was just a quarantine project. I'm using this eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. It's like all shimmers, and I think like a little bit of shimmer will balance out all this darkness. So part of the reason I started vlogging is because of quarantine. I graduated in a pandemic, and so all my grad trip plans, all my like fun, last summer freedom plans went out the window, and I had absolutely nothing to do. So I was like, okay, it doesn't hurt to start like a YouTube channel and see where it goes. But I'm sure some of you have noticed my first video was a reacting to law school decisions video, and that means I started that before the summer. So I had always been planning on doing that video just because I thought it was a fun thing to do. I love watching reactions videos, and then after I made it like did really well. A lot of people watched it. I was like, wow, I should like keep making law school content, and I did. And I was kind of unsure about whether I wanted to keep doing it in law school because it's a lot of work, you guys. I'm vlogging all the time, and I'm spending hours editing on this like hobby that like my other friends aren't. But like everyone has their own hobby, so YouTube has just been my hobby, which I really enjoy. And I just, after like you start, it's kind of hard to stop. Like I enjoyed the schedule of like putting out a video every week, of sharing my law school experience. I really love talking to you guys, and I really did want to help people like go to law school. Like law school is just such I feel like an inaccessible career sometimes, especially if you're a first generation student, especially if you come from a background where you're figuring everything out on your own like I did. So those are the three reasons. One, it was a quarantine project. Two, I wanted to make law school more like accessible and appealing to people. And three, it was just a fun thing to do that I really like. And now I'm making money from it, which is great. Like it all worked out in the end. I don't know how I feel about this makeup. It's not very good. But whatever. I'm not good at the whole talking and getting ready thing. It's hard. Okay, I cannot talk when I'm doing my eyeliner, so I'm gonna skip to the part where I'm done my eyeliner. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, and we're back. Someone also asked me if vlogging helps me like de-stress or like process things. Clearly, I treat YouTube as kind of like a therapy thing because I'm sitting here talking to you guys about how I just got rejected from 2 jobs and how I don't deal with rejection well. So yeah, I definitely treat YouTube as like a platform for me to like just talk and like express my thoughts. It's like I'm talking to a friend, so like it basically does that for me. I think it helps. I think it's fun to like think through things with you guys, but also like everything I've told you guys, I've also told all my friends. So like it's not like it's just like I'm talking to a friend, which I really like. But yeah, I think YouTube for the past 3 weeks, YouTube has been like a source of stress, which is why I have not been doing it, just because I could not get my brain to process that. But generally, really enjoy it. Really like the editing process, the talking to you guys process, the hanging out. Just it's great. I'm gonna add some bronzer to my face. Oh, someone asked me what surprised me most about Michigan. School spirit. Like I've talked about this before. Like I think it has to do with the whole sports thing, but like honestly, the college experience in the United States is completely different from the college experience in Canada, especially U of T. U of T has like, it's like on one end of the spectrum in terms of school spirit, and like American schools are on the opposite end of the spectrum. But this like whole school spirit thing, like everyone is wearing Michigan gear all the time, the whole sports thing, just I can really get behind that. Like just a sense of school pride. So that definitely surprised me about Michigan. I don't know if that's Michigan specific. I actually really like this campus. It's not as depressing as I thought it would be since it's in a small town. I love the people here. The community is great, but I like always talk about the Michigan community, so that's no surprise. Yeah, I think that's what surprised me most about Michigan is like just how much people love being here. Oh, okay, no, actually, sorry, let me take that back. What surprised me most about Michigan, I can't speak to the whole school in general, but the law school, and you know what, I should have known this, but so I came from Toronto, right? So, and I grew up generally in areas where there were a lot of immigrants. So throughout grade school, high school, the schools I attended were predominantly minorities. And then U of C is also very diverse. I think our undergrad class is like 70,000 people or something. And so I was also surrounded by a lot of minorities. So I've never, even though I'm Chinese, I've never felt like I was truly a minority because I just was never surrounded by predominantly white people who are the majority in Canada and the United States. But in law school's demographics are very representative of the population, except for like underrepresented minorities. But like white people make up the vast majority of the class, and then Asians make up like a smaller percent. Like it all correlates. And so I've never felt so much like a minority before until I came to Michigan, especially law school, but also this campus in general is just very white dominated. So that's something that took some getting used to. I was definitely very lucky to like not have to deal with this experience when I was younger. Like I have experienced a ton of microaggressions. I've experienced like racism in my life, but like never this pronounced, never just constantly where I felt like I was in the minority. I'm used to it now. Obviously a couple weeks ago when like all the anti-Asian hate was going on, that felt more pronounced. But yeah, that definitely caught me off guard when I came to law school. It's just, wow, I am really a minority for Michigan. All right, so my face is mostly done. I'm gonna put on my lashes. I have been really digging the magnetic lash trend lately. It's just so easy. So I'm gonna do that off camera too, because also cannot talk when I do that. Also did my brows off camera because also cannot talk when I do those. But like, I feel like a good pair of lashes can save almost any makeup look. And now it doesn't look awful anymore just because I have lashes on. They're a little bit uneven, but whatever. What was I talking about? I covered like 3 questions today. I talk a lot, clearly. I really want to do like a live stream kind of thing where I just sit and vibe, and then you guys can ask me questions, so then I'm not like trying to do other things like my makeup when I'm talking, so I can like talk a lot more. I also got a whole iced coffee that I was going to drink when I got ready, and I just completely forgot about it because my brain cannot process talking and doing my makeup and drinking iced coffee at the same time, even though it's only 3 things. So I don't know how I made it to law school or how I did well, but shows that you don't really need a whole ton of brain capacity to do well, because I'm a hot mess. Okay, no, wait, I'm trying to talk myself in positive terms because I'm on this whole manifesting kick. So like, I'm great, you guys. I'll answer one last question because I feel bad. Like 3 questions isn't even that much. Someone asked me if I know how the job application how the job cycle went for the 2Ls this year. I do know kind of. Well, first of all, I don't know where you guys are. Okay, let me take a sip. So good, I love iced coffee. I don't know where you guys are in the law school process. I don't know if you guys are applying at some point, if you've applied this cycle, if you're gonna apply in the future, if you're already in law school, if you're graduated, whatever. But I did hear that this year's cycle for law school applications was brutal. Like it was almost twice the applications, higher LSAT scores, just absolutely insane. So if you apply this year, I'm so sorry. In terms of the job process, I did hear it was slightly more of a coder market. I'm sure that that's felt way more at the lower tiered schools. So if you go to like a top 20, top 14 school, I don't think you felt the maybe the COVID pandemic hit on the job market as much, because like if firms are hiring less associates, they're probably hiring less of them from the lower ranked schools rather than the T14, the T20 schools. So generally, I think the 2Ls at Michigan as well as the 2Ls at other T14s had a relatively normal year, especially if you're going to the New York market, because the New York market is always large. I know a few people that did strike out, but they struck out in like, for example, the California market, which Michigan isn't super strong in because California is far. And I know that people maybe got offers a little later than they had hoped. So yeah, so I did hear that it was more of a code market. Michigan, I think, sets you up pretty well for that. And there are people who strike out every year, you know, so where a few people struck out was more of a coder market. I think T14 is relatively insulated from that, and I'm hoping that it'll be fine for next year. Our EIW is in the summer, it's back to normal, and obviously I don't think the economy is going to recover significantly in the next 4 months. So whether it's a code market or not will probably affect us too, but hopefully it's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna do my hair real quick, and by do my hair I just mean brush it out. Let's do some lipstick. Also, If you notice this whole video that I'm not looking directly at you, I'm looking kind of off, it's because I'm filming on my phone like normal and I'm looking at the screen because I don't really have a proper mirror to do my makeup in, so the screen has been kind of working on it, which is why I'm not fully looking at you, but I'm trying to work on it. Yeah. I'm gonna do my hair and get changed and I'll come back in a sec. Okay, it came together by the end. It was a little bit rough going for a while there, but now I look put together and ready to argue orally. That's it. Thank you so much for, I don't know if any of you made it to the end of this video, but if you did, thanks so much for hanging out with me, watching with me. I definitely want to do more videos like this more often. I want to go live. I want to just hang out with you guys. That's how I do my makeup, generally. Very chaotic process. It takes me maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Also don't do my makeup a lot of the time during class, as you can probably tell from my vlogs, but I feel so much more put together now. So thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out Dossier for their perfume, and I'll see you guys in next week's video.